Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Spirit, and this is my channel. Glad to see you here again. Uh, I have one more film to do, then I'm going to finish watching the movie I was watching on Netflix. Uh, take my medicine and fix my hair and stuff so we go to bed. I had to put some conditioning in my hair and my cap. Uh, put everything up my computer and stuff, and then I'll be ready for bed. Yeah. Um, I had a wonderful day today, as I often do. I'm a happy person. I tell you. Uh, I guess I take after my pop. He was just great. No matter how many things has come his way that might have been foreseen as bad, he often had a wonderful, wonderful smile. I was glad to see him, no matter how tired he was, because he did like, what was it? Um, I remember when I was in school, but he often had a lot of jobs. Uh, he had like he had a janitorial service, and there was three buildings that he went to regularly. Uh, Plus, when we had the farm, and it was 100 acres, 100.9 or something, my daddy said. Uh, so he would get up early in the morning, 6 a.m., 5 a.m., something like that. Go feed the animals. Then he would, uh, if he had to plant a garden for that season, he had almanacs, so he knew when to plant and then when to pick. Okay. So he had like, wow, we had tomatoes, we had okra, we had cabbage, we had watermelon, uh, you name it. And I was proud to say I helped him. No one else would. I loved being around my daddy. He was a wonderful man, wonderful, wonderful. And it makes me sad to say that at the end of his time, he was mistreated uh, by my mom and two of my sisters. Um, that's how much, that's how narcissists are. Uh, they will get you back no matter what you did. It could be the smallest thing. Uh, Maybe grinning or laughing at inconvenient times. It could have been anything. I never saw it. My dad was the sweetest man. He would give you anything. Okay? And he took care of me and kept me from being abused. And I was in that house. It was a horror chamber. I'm telling, a lot of times I would go out and hide by myself, walk in the fields, you know, just to get away from that negative, mean energy. Well, Let me continue. Okay, may the words of my mouth and meditation of my soul be accepted in thine own sight, O Lord, my strength and my redeemer. Now, this has been on YouTube, everywhere people always talking about it. Uh, and now it has come out that the reason for this, and there is a hair in. Uh, so now I will talk about it, okay? Give you the information uh, and how it came about. It's been around for a long time. Uh, the Europeans have been, European women have been jealous of us for a long, 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 long time. Okay, here we go. Hair envy and the connection to the enslaved female and the mistress of the plantation, and the connection to, this is the question, head wraps, and why head wraps. Was the plantation mistress jealous? What happened? Okay, here we go. Hair envy, head wraps, and power dynamics in slavery era America. This topic weaves together race, gender, fashion, and power in a deeply symbolic way. Let's unravel the historical threads and explore how headdress became both a tool of oppression and a symbol of resistance and a fashion statement. Okay? Definition and origins of headdress. Headdress, also called turbans, head rags, or scarves, are cloth coverings tied around the head, uh, originated in West Africa, where they were worn for cultural, spiritual, and aesthetic reasons. In the Americas, enslaved women adopted this tradition was carried over from Africa to the Americas because that was my ancestors. Uh, they were brought up that way, so they wore these. And the hair loose. In the Americas, enslaved women adopted this tradition, often under, yeah, coercion, but also as a form of identity and pride. This is the same thing over and over again. We don't do anything just for a reason, no reason. Like maybe other women or whatever. The women of color, if they're wearing their hair a certain way, or like having this head wrap, then it is tradition and it is spiritual and also probably be used for specific times and everything. It's not just put it on for no reason. There's a reason behind everything we do. The women of color, the people of color. Understand this, people. Okay. Head wraps were mandated by slave holders. Hmm. They try to control every single aspect of my ancestors' life, and they did. Uh, by slaveholders to cover the hair of enslaved women, often seen as too elaborate, mhm, or distracting, when became widespread in the 18th and 19th centuries, especially during the height of American slavery, where southern plantations in the United States, particularly in states like Louisiana, Georgia, and South Carolina. Okay, why did they give that order for my ancestors to wear the headband? What reason? Control. Laws like the Tinyon Law, 1786. Isn't that a law out of it? How envious was these women? Are jealous, my God. Louisiana required that women of color to cover their hair to suppress. There you go. That's the reason. To suppress their beauty, voila, and status, jealousy, and power. Enslaved women's natural hair, thick, textured, and styled with creativity, yes, was often envied by uh, European women, including the plantation mistress. Sexual politics. Some enslaved women were assaulted or favored by the master of the plantation, which stirred resentment and jealousy from their wives. Yeah, jealousy. I knew that. Cultural identity. Despite oppression, headdress became a way for women of color to express their individuality, heritage, and resistance. Enslaved African and African American women forced to wear head wraps as a sign of inferiority. Plantation mistresses often felt threatened by the beauty, youth, and presence of enslaved women. No kidding. Uh, European women, European society used head wraps to visually mark racial and social boundaries. Okay. Mandated by law in places like Louisiana, head wraps was legally enforced. Oh my God. Distributed by slaveholders, often given as part of clothing rations, styled with pride, enslaved women tied wraps in elaborate ways, reclaiming them as symbols of dignity and resistance. All right, ancestors. All right. Are head wraps fashionable today? Absolutely. Head wraps re-emerged in the 1970s during uh, Black Power movement became became a global fashion statement worn by women of all backgrounds. yes, symbolize empowerment, heritage, and style in modern fashion. In summary, head wraps were imposed on enslaved women to suppress their beauty and identity. Plantation mistresses, threatened by the allure and resilience of these women, often viewed their hair and presence with envy. Still today. Yet, head wraps grew into powerful symbols of resistance, pride, and cultural continuity. From the motherland, why the jealousy? European women, especially in the plantation context, may have felt insecure about their own beauty standards, resentful of the attention enslaved women received, threatened by the cultural richness and resilience of women of color. This jealousy wasn't just personal, it was systemic, rooted in racial hierarchy and gendered power struggles. In conclusion, what began as a tool of control became a crown of resistance. Yes, Lord. Head wrap tells a story of oppression, survival, and transformation. It reminds us that beauty, culture, and strength cannot be legislated out of existence. All right, all right. In my opinion, if you were asking how could someone do this to another person, the answer lies in fear, ignorance, and the need, that's it, to dominate. But history also shows us that dignity can be reclaimed even in the darkest of times. Yes, that's my ancestors. Yes, Lord. I'll put it this way. People of color can take the lemon, just a lemon, and make it out of lemonade. That's how creative we are. So that's all right. European Union, we don't hate you. We envy you. When you thought that your beauty was the standard, it wasn't. This is the standard today. And you all want this. So I'll put it this way, God was taking care of us. Then our ancestors, because things came out positive. When it when you when you meant it as negative, it came out positive. And God was watching out for us then, his children, and he's still watching out for us now. Let's watch. Time will tell. Thank you. Take care of yourself and each other. And please remember, pass it on. And love you. Namaste. Ooh, Lord, now the last one. I can't go to sleep until I do this